Hi everyone, this is Lisa from No Problem Consulting. I'm the registered immigration consultant of Canada. We are located in British Columbia, and today I just wanted to brush off the notions and the standards for the Canada's investment program, aka entrepreneur programs. But I am only going to cover the federal level of both those types of immigration stream today. And as you can see there, I just wrote it down just right before I made this video. There is a first one called Startup Visa. So it's basically if you have enough funds to support yourself, and also you do convince the angel investors and other venture capitalists in Canada, then you should have your business plans and everything else is already in place. Then you would get your work permit as a startup visa applicant, and then 1 year later you should be able to apply for your permanent residency. And then the organization will be can be split into 5 different investors, and also Canadians should have their shares in your company when you are opening up the startup business in Canada. The thing about startup visa is there is relatively higher chances of getting your visa rejected. It's only because for before anything else, you have to pitch your business plan in front of the investor, in front of the venture capital funds, business incubator, and then they will have to do their own due diligence to make sure to ensure that you will thrive in Canada first of all. So that is actually quite challenging step to convince them. And even if you did that, it's also next question is whether or not this sounds reasonable for the Canadian government, that having this business will help Canadian economy, not just for yourself. So and during that processing, I do see more than 80% of a rejection rate, and also going through that pitch from for the angel investment to the government, the entire processing takes about 2 to 3 years. And even then, at the end of the day, at last stage, you do get your startup visa rejected, and it's just a huge waste of time sometimes, and also the money that you have to spend for the pitching itself, because you have to do it properly with actually business planners, so that's also going to cost you money. So instead, we looked into owner's LMIA back in the day. Unfortunately, the owner's LMIA is no longer available. Federal government has stopped taking owner LMIA since 2014, I believe. But so that was relatively easy. So if you had more than 51 shares in the company, like more than half of the share for the company, you were able to apply for the owner's LMA, but not anymore. So those two were the type of investment or entrepreneur immigration stream for Canada as a federal level. And then we got the self-employed person. That's actually for the arts and not athletic. So arts and sports, if you are internationally renowned artists or the athletes, then obviously they want you as a gifted person to be a part of Canadian, so that you guys can represent Canada So that's another way of doing immigration as a part of a not economy program. But this is also really hard. You have to have a certain, actually you have to be worldly renowned, like world class level, and you also have to prove that you are continually do the same thing for the foreseeable future. So that's another way of doing the type of non-economic class, but it's still not that common. So nowadays, what is commonly popular for non-economic program is just kind of mixture of investment plus economy immigration. So you will be hired as an employee of a certain company, but then you will be given a share, and also you will be operating that business almost as an employer, as a part of shareholder, and then you will be taking that whatever that the shares, whatever the income share from running that business on behalf of the employer. And based on the location you are going to operate that business, you should be able to apply for your permanent residency after 6 months or maybe after 1 year. So I think that partial economy plus investment program has been the most popular investment-ish immigration pathway for international investors, because again, it takes less time for that applicants to get their permanent residency, and second of all, if you are type of person, you're entrepreneur, you wish to register your company somewhere in Canada even after you get your permanent residency, at least you can keep doing this. You can just keep operating the same business even after you receive your permanent residency. So it's actually helpful for you to plan your future afterwards, and then it's definitely less risky. It's going to be a lot cheaper than just going through the whole angel investor pitch and planning on your business. And also this doesn't require a lot of sufficient fund to start. So I think that partial way of economy plus investment, in this case I would just call it a right to operate. Types of immigration would be a lot better for someone who doesn't have enough sufficient funds and who wants to take less risk and who wants to go for the fastest pathway for your immigration or your permanent residency in Canada. So I hope this notion or this idea makes much more sense for someone who is in that situation. And if you want to know more about it, then I can explain it. I can help you to decide whether or not this is a good option for you. So please feel free to give us a call or find us on at No Problem Consulting. We got WhatsApp and we got email, and also you can reach out to us via phone call. So yes, we will look forward to hearing from you, and I wish you pick the right pathway for your immigration to Canada, so that I can see you in the short future. Okay, bye.